with the recent stabbing of a streamer in Japan and also some streamers getting harassed, it was kind of interesting to look at the old video of the President of Sagi. Also, I will be appearing here and there as the video goes by because there's a lot of interesting context, so I hope you enjoy.
It's a
This is
one-sided
peak,
relationship where a
peak the
person
President of
knows so
Sagi.
much about a particular content creator, influencer, fictional character, and in this case VTuber, and forms a certain kind of attachment towards them, while those figures knows nothing about that person. Those kinds of attachment depends on the viewer and content creator, be it familial, friendly, or romantic in nature. It is subtle, insidious.
Man, Russia had so many parasocial fans. It's not even close. The amount of revenue she had from super chats was ungodly. She was number one. The next in the world was like half of her revenue. Okay, as I'm editing this, I actually underestimated how much money she made. So she's still rank 3 in the world with being banned for 3 years now. Look, most up to date worldwide 3.2 mil Russia channel. I mean, this is just fucked up. The amount of money she
Creeping up on
farmed.
people
I
and
would actually say
developing
farmed.
without them not even knowing. One day they could enjoy a particular streamer, influencer, or VTuber, and the next they'll find their heart suddenly broken upon hearing those influencers
Oh,
might
it's
be in
literally
a
this.
relationship. While in
Membership
most
cancelled.
instances people just unsubscribe or unfollow, or even the usual petty whining in some random image board or Twitter thread, some instances can be so deranged and horrific, like committing suicide after their favorite characters die, or
Teen commits after seeing Naruto character die. 14-year-old Russian boy committed after seeing... Okay, that's not really important, but still,
stalking,
yeah.
harassing, and scaring.
My stalker traveled from a Oh, this is Amaranth's situation about the stalker. Yeah, Caitlyn, her second account, from a I think there was a clip where like, he was banging on her door or something.
Their
He
favorite
psychologist
content
streamed
creators
every
their entire life.
this
In
one.
recent
I remember
years,
this.
parasocialism has been vilified by literally everyone. Some critiques and problems exaggerated, but often they parrot the same opinion. Parasocialism, bad. And in one way, I agree. The deepest ends of parasocialism are cause for one of
Stabbing of Mayo to me. This is didn't even look. Idol singer something got stabbed in the neck, but I think she's alive. Is this correct?
the internet.
All Japanese singer and actress was stabbed in the neck in chest area by a 27. Dude, I just know these things. I remember I was just reading all of it.
Most fucked up stories, but I don't think parasocialism is necessarily bad. See, parasocialism is more nuanced than that. While everyone simplifies it to just a person developing some kind of obsessive or unrequited attachment towards someone or something, there are actually layers and depths to consider. A weeb seeing the boys on Trash Taste and listening to their podcast every day because they're just like me for real. A man inspired after his favorite influencer that once suffered the same problem that he had, overcome it. A man deciding to learn a language just because their favorite VTubers knows how to speak it. Parasocialism isn't the
I think in one sense I would definitely say idolization, parasocialism, whatever. It's a very, very nuanced thing, and we're just criticizing the whole thing based on like these creepy ass people that take it way too far, and we're just reacting to like the negative side, which I mean this is literally what the internet is. But yeah, I don't know if you'll say it here. The connections, which is like, oh, it feels good to, you know, feel like this guy's your friend or something, or like, you know, there's like a lot of good things of like when you're lonely and something, and you just want to, you know, hear something, like you're just like, who do you blame, like the modern world or like these influences? I think COVID showed it the best. We find joy and happiness during the times of despair, and that's why VTubers kind of rose up, because we needed something. We needed that something, that cuteness in the dark world or whatever. I don't know. I feel so philosophical on this, but yeah.
Venta Black concept that many people
That's why I never
paint
like
as.
put it at
It can
black
be
and
healthy.
white. Yeah,
In fact,
I never
I
do
would
it.
argue most cases of parasocialism is actually healthy. We all have parasocial relationships in some shape or form. By its technical definition, being a fan of someone is a parasocial relationship, and most of the time, that actually helps us grow.
Being inspired by someone you're a fan of generally helps. By the way, so you can I don't know if people do it. The relationship with God, okay, is a parasocial relationship, to be fair as well. Like, you kind of do the same thing. I shouldn't be laughing, but that's true. That's true. As long as the emotions of warmness, or like it inspires you to be something or do something, or like strive for better, then parasocialism is good. It just
like
is.
learning a language, mastering an instrument, becoming a good dancer, or even
Yep.
just a temporary escape from the harsh world so that we can come
Yep.
back refreshed and ready to face it again.
Escape from the harsh
Sometimes
world.
we
Yep.
just need our role model and Oshis to give us encouraging words.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we just need a temporary escape. But when
Yep.
people start depending on them and reach the deep end, that's when the parasocialism problem actually becomes a problem.
And I would say this is like with any single thing, really. You can, like, every single thing is unhealthy if you consume it to a certain level, even water. Like, there's a certain threshold until, like, you start drinking water so much that you just die. Like, it's just like, yeah, everything is good in moderation. That's, like, the most basic thing ever. But,
When
yeah.
requests for words of encouragement become pushy for words of validation, when instead of being inspired by your favorite content creators to fix your issues, one
Hi, Mister. I met a. I don't know if this is related. He took selfie with me, keep touching my arm and want my personal information. I'm really scared and I can't stop crying. Half meme, half. I don't know what this is.
ignores it and retreats to them for comfort, when one escapes reality and leaves for good. Many people have talked about the dangers of parasocialism, especially that of a romantic nature. I'm not going
Can I read all of these? Is this fine? But you knew he's doing the ASMR stream. You shouldn't be interrupted in the first place. You still kept working him to reply. You even asking chat to remind him to reply. I understand it. Your truth so
about
funny
the
stuff. Oh, it's some guy who. Oh, this is literally it. This is literally it.
when one escapes reality and leaves to fix your
So I assume this donator. I met a man today. He took a selfie, kept touching my arm. I'm scared. So I assume she. I assume again. And then they were called out in chat as well on tweet, like a little bit being a little bit obsessive.
talked about the dangers
Like, I understand you thought it's
of
funny or
parasocialism,
something.
especially
It's probably a little late to talk about this. I kind of just wanted to share my thoughts while I'm taking a break from work. Part of Vox's last Minecraft stream made me very uncomfortable, very concerned. If you know which part I'm talking about, that's great. If you don't, basically Vox was talking about maybe doing an ASMR stream collab with Shodo in the future, but some people told him not because it was kindred private time with him. Vox, like, this feel like he is, took this as a proper advice and gave some thought and
that
serious
of a
about
romantic
I mean,
nature. I'm not going
that's
to
a
be
little
one of
bit,
them. Though I
yeah.
did offer my opinion, and that's going to be crucial for my overall message in this video. No, I'm here to answer another question that nobody seems to have answered yet. Is the parasocialism problem for VTubers worse?
His answer is yes. He already spoiled it. Is the parasocialism problems for VTubers worse? Let me just 3 seconds think about this. When you're revealing parts of yourself whilst using a camera, I would definitely say you are censoring a little bit yourself, just a little bit. Even like the most like live stream, open bloggers, whatever, doesn't matter. You are still aware of the fact that there's a camera on your face. That's for sure. Why is this important? I mean, it's literally the same thing for VTubers, but why is this important for real life? Is because consequences for the stuff you say when you don't stream behind like a model are actually far more worse for you than it is for the VTuber because of like obvious reasons, anonymity. What VTuber behavior usually does outside of the typical idolization stuff is that they offer themselves more emotionally, or they reveal more stuff about them from like a humanity point of view, which attracts not certain type of people, but it attracts people just in general. Like this feels more real, this feels more personal, and in that case, just by the nature of how VTubers attract people, because like you're protected by a shield, you can say whatever you want. It sounds more relatable than like a real life person because they are protecting themselves, but you're fine, uncensored, whatever. So I yapped too much. I can just play the thing.
But how do you even measure that? What is a base form of parasocialism? By worse, I don't actually mean the level of intensity, because parasocial fans going absolutely batshit crazy over their favorite influencers is not exclusive to VTubers. In fact, I actually think in terms of degree, the VTuber industry isn't that problematic.
K-pop,
At least compared to K-pop and Dream stans, they're way fucking worse.
Dream, I'm gonna say it, dream as a VTuber.
Worse,
Boom.
I mean how
Was.
heavily the culture of VTubing not just revolves around it, but also needs it. Even more so than normal streaming communities. In fact, the industry banks on it, indirectly encourages it. However, this isn't exactly new.
The industry banks on it and encourages it. Oshikatsu, by the way. This is in every single corporate file of Cover. They are expanding in not in every single region that you think. Like, there's a reason why they're not in Bulgaria or something, okay? So, we have financial results for fiscal year 2025, Q3 Cover. This is the latest one, February 12th, 2025. And now, if we go to page 25, we can literally see over here that evolution of IP business, widespread penetration among generations and regions familiar with anime culture and the culture of Oshikatsu, supporting your favorite things in various ways, such as admiring and supporting idols and characters. Because the culture of Oshikatsu, specifically giving money to your idols, is big in Korea, Japan, Indonesia, and slowly becoming big in America. Or was, or you get the point. Yeah, that's it. The industry itself is a problem-ish.
Tons of companies and industries like the K-pop industry, the American boy band culture, and the Japanese idol culture fosters and encourages parasocialism in all manners
Yep.
of depth, because it's the thing that draws in the money. It
Yep.
also doesn't help that the VTuber boom started in 2020, literally the time where many people were isolated, lonely, and in a bad spot in their
There you
life
go.
due to pandemic lockdowns.
Exactly.
While the healthy
Misery.
part of parasocialism got these people to forget about their loneliness momentarily and eventually get back to their feet, the dangerous part is that now some people vicariously live off of these anime girls. But while parasocialism exists everywhere in the media, streaming communities in general are more prone to developing it, since viewers and
Fans are experiencing real life interactions ish in a way, real time interactions, and there's a little bit more unfiltered into it, even though everything that I said still applies.
fans actually have a line of direct communication with that
Yep,
person.
direct communication.
Viewers share their vulnerabilities with the streamer. They
Yep.
banter, they have inside jokes, and it
Oh, Steve Aoki haircut.
makes it so that the viewer feels like they know the streamer for real,
Yep.
like they're close friends with them, when in reality they aren't. And eventually, they go to their streams every time just so they can talk to them, to see what they're up to. Eventually, they develop a parasocial bond.
Yep.
Whether that's on the healthy side or on the deep end ultimately depends on the individual viewer. However, parasocialism can actually also go the other way around. In fact, I'd argue parasocialism
Hahaha, I am attracted to my viewers. Ah, there you go.
first starts on the streamer or VTuber's end. Relatability is a tricky thing to manage as a VTuber. In one hand, they absolutely need it so that people can connect with them and understand them better, which is part of a healthy parasocial relationship, of course, but afterwards, it's their responsibility to put up proper boundaries. Still, no matter what you do, even if you put up that boundary, there will always be fans that will fall to the deep end of parasocialism.
I mean, that's just by nature of like people existing. Like, yeah, you're gonna have a certain percentage of unhinged people. That's why it's like, you can't really blame people for, I don't know, what was that thing? Some like, I think it was like Christchurch shooting, and then some guy said like shout out to PewDiePie or something. There was some stupid stuff like that, and then people instantly went attacking PewDiePie, and then the whole point was like, motherfucker, this guy had like at that time like 50 million subs. So this indeed actually happened. I cannot believe I remember this. The Christchurch shooter, specifically the shout out of that insane unhinged person who killed 50 people in New Zealand, and a lot of people were dogpiling on PewDiePie for it. And personally, this was really unfair because, well, out of 95 million people at the time, not 50, you are indeed bound to have insane psychopaths. That is just given. You're gonna have, just by percentage, some unhinged people there. Obviously, yes. Yes, even my small channel probably has like that one psychopath. Yeah.
Gachis exist for everyone, not just for VTubers. Putting up boundaries serve to lessen the impact of those gachis. But I can't entirely blame the gachis though, because it's actually the influencers that start seeing their chat as their friends first. Because the chat is always there, cheering for them and occasionally tossing them money. Who am I to deserve your time and money?
Oh, it's the chat. Hey, good morning. Good morning. Look at us. Hey, we're friends. What a relevant topic. Who came first, the parasocial fans or the parasocial influences? Through most of the time, see, this is the biggest question. I think, I think it doesn't even matter at all. It's literally the society, the social conditioning. I think that's really it. You're not really just what's it called? You're not. You can't really blame like one or the other here. Yeah, like we're just attached to one another as humans as well. Tribes, apes together strong. Like that's it.
Need to repay you would become their mentality. And this bond would deepen for better or worse, usually worse, when eventually the VTubers shares their vulnerabilities, past traumas, and too much of themselves to their audience. It's an indirect invite for other people to start pouring their hearts too, and thus starts a cycle where they essentially feed on each other. Some people trauma dumps during a random moment on a stream and
saying I would have killed myself without you is a form of abusive behavior. Hololive are not therapists, seek actual help. There are dozens of these types of super chats in the past week. Council starting their super chat readings. Please seek actual help. Don't offload by these words.
sees their VTuber as a waifu therapist. And some people dedicate entire months of their lives making videos worshipping a single VTuber. Okay, maybe two. It's especially worse for VTubers who are troubled because the chat starts developing some kind of savior complex. That's the reason why a lot of VTuber fans love unstable girls and menheras, because they're just like me for real, and to them,
For
they're
real.
way cuter than
Just
a normal
like me.
professional VTuber. As such,
I'm more cuter. I am.
this is a part of the job for most VTubers. Even if
I'm
one is
cuter than any
literally the
VTuber.
funniest VTuber ever, they often need to skirt the edges of parasocialism, even more so than regular streamers, to find the middle between the shallow and the deep.
This was such peak. Minecraft Hololive? This was peak, man.
And they can't stay completely unparasocial with their audience for long because parasocialism is the lifeblood of this industry. It's what fans expect and want from VTubers.
This is so true. This is so true. And I don't even know, I still don't know if we should blame talent agencies or like cover or like specific VTubers or I don't know, the entire industry for this. I truly don't know. Like the industry itself is built on parasocialism. Like that's truly it. Like you can blame YouTubers and streamers for this, but at the end of the day, there is like there's some sort of like, no, I'm just streaming for myself. Nah, this is like whatever. Like oshikatsu is a deliberate turn for this. Like it's a literally deliberate thing. A culture where it's accustomed to give money to the people like or like your favorite idols. You know, it's literally it. Like yeah, I don't know.
Most
That's all I'm
VTubers
gonna
fortunately
say.
manage to find
Feels
these sweet
bad.
spots, and those that go over the edge end up in unpredictable places. As examples, Rusha got gutted and was humiliatingly exiled from Hololive, and Vox is seeking professional
Appointment or feeling fantastic.
mental help after the whole Reimu drama, and maybe developing into a Menhera himself. Yes, they're still active and popular, but they've earned themselves quite controversial reputations. Yes, they're still making bank, and they still want to pursue the GFE and BFE experience, but at what cost? Of course, I'm not saying that Rusha or Vox deserved the mental damage that was inflicted upon them due to parasocial fans and criticism, but what I am saying is that it's par for the course. Things like these were naturally going to happen. There's even a chance that it'll continue to worsen as they keep descending into the abyss. And again, everything that I've said so far aren't exclusive to VTubers. They happen to regular streamers too. However, the reason why I think it's a tad more problematic for VTubers is because VTubers are easier to objectify. VTubers appear
So here's the reason. VTubers are easily to objectify. Wait, like that's it? No, I mean obviously not that's it. I'm just like, is this a big thing that people like my hentai material? Is that it? My brain just went to so many dark places at the same time.
as anime characters. They play into a kayfabe or character archetype, and due to this, it's really easy to forget that they're still human. that they're just entertainers, that they're just doing their job. There's already a growing global culture of men replacing real relationships with waifus, and pair this up with the idol culture, which I'll talk about later, and you get a special kind of problem. But things get even more complicated when you remember that it's part of the magic of VTubers.
I don't want to blame. Listen, okay, I'm biased. I am biased. I am a streamer or a content creator or whatever. I'm biased, okay? Stop blaming content creators for this. You should not blame content creators for this. Okay? Blame your governments, blame your, I don't know, blame your parents or like whatever. Like streamers are not like babysitters. There's like big societal issues like change people or like into a certain way, like they don't get help and like the only outlet they have is like a YouTube video, a comment section, a chat section, live streamer or like whatever. I never want to blame a streamer ever for stuff like this, ever. I just never want to do it. I mean, unless they're like actually like saying, hey, fans do this, do that, like that's really it. When I specifically for this parasocial stuff, like never. It's just
role playing.
Yeah, literally.
Part of
If
the
they
appeal
say,
of the gimmick
yeah.
of VTubing. VTubers are basically interactive shows when you think about it. Them acting like caricatures, playing into tropes, being a NEET because they're just like me for real, playing into the shipping culture.
Just like me for real.
These are all
That's
parts
me.
of a VTuber's appeal.
Good morning, baby.
And the natures of these appeal
I
makes
should type
parasocial
that
relationships
in
all
my
the more
streams.
easier to form. It's much harder for VTubers to manage their fans because they have to keep that magic alive while making sure most of their fan base doesn't fall too deep into parasocialism.
This is what I'm gonna do. With every single chatter that joins, I'm gonna have like a special nickname. We'll say good morning. Oh, what's up, baby? Yes, get attracted and hooked into me.
And if their fan base have already fallen
And throw
into
me
the deep
money.
end, whether intentionally or accidentally,
Not
they
funny.
start walking on eggshells.
Kinda
Most of the
funny.
time, VTubers fail in managing that balance because parasocialism is already a key component of the VTuber culture, and sometimes it even dictates the success of a VTuber. Of course, while parasocialism is already a necessary component for a regular streamer or influencer, in the case of VTubers, parasocialism isn't just necessary, it's glorified. Enter the simping culture. Originally, the word simp was an insult to men who like female content creators a little too much.
There are
to a
female
point where
simps
they
as well,
spend a
but
shit ton
I
of
get
money
it.
in hopes of getting some action in return. But during the VTuber boom, fans have not only adopted that word, they turned it into a badge of honor. The most loyal simps and the craziest, most active whales are respected and glorified. Someone who cashes out literally tens of thousands of dollars to super chat their Oshis in a single month are labeled as mad lads, a god amongst men. Half of the fanbase look at this ironically, but the other half do so unironically. Somehow, the simping culture has distorted our perception of such herbivore behavior. Somehow, the simping culture has made this the norm of the industry. And while I agree that this culture
I mean, it's not somehow made down. That is the industry. Sadly
is
or
part of
happily.
what makes
Yeah.
the VTuber community
That is the
unique,
industry.
it doesn't make it any less weird when you actually look at it from the outside and look at it without rose-tinted glasses. But again, this culture is what makes the industry special. For better or worse, it is also part of the magic of VTubing. In fact, this culture is why the VTuber boom happened in the first place,
Yep.
and why Hololive became the most popular global VTuber agency. Because
Yep.
the thing about industries is that the top dogs will always be the trendsetters. What they do
Yes, true. Even 2 years later or 3 years later, this is still relevant. And like the everything, for example, everything that Hololive does on a global stage is a trendsetter. Every single thing. That's why I go so hard on them, on like the stupid decision making that they do. Like it's really it. That like this is your entire industry right there.
do is what
Yeah.
most people follow in order to get a similar result.
Yep.
Hololive's idol niche became the meta for the industry when the VTuber boom happened, and as a result, idols and VTubers have become intertwined, permeating to every corner of the VTuber industry. Idols have something of a problem with parasocialism already, so it's only natural that it was going to make it worse. The toxic side of the idol culture, which is the whole not talking to males thing among others, spread out across the VTuber industry. It's not that any agency, including Hololive, is forcing their VTubers to follow this toxic part of the culture and be parasocial,
It's more like it naturally sort of happens.
because it's mostly perpetuated both by the viewers and the individual VTuber. And while
Yeah.
this industry has been doing well to shed off toxic parts of the idol culture, like the whole not allowed to talk to males thing, heavy parasocialism is still the lifeblood of the community. and it's where the VTuber industry is still going. One thing that I've observed too is that the parasocial aspect of VTubing is worse for the eastern side of the industry than the
Then the
western side.
Western, yeah, because the Western fans are more keen to individualism and more freedom. Everyone, there's like certain like core values instilled of like, yeah, obviously this is a person, but like, yeah, it's fine, it's whatever. And then, okay, I'm attacking Eastern. I actually, hold up, I am from the East, okay? Fuck you. And then the Eastern side is more like, yeah, like you owe us something. There's like an ownership thing. There is some sort of like more play into thing. There's like more idle, like the idle typical behavior. Like there's more that, yeah, for
The
sure.
Japanese, the Chinese, or really Asians in general are more prone to fall
Jesus.
into the deep end of parasocial relationships. And as a result,
Asians.
they're the most loyal and profitable, but also the most volatile.
The
There's
most
a fine
unhinged.
line between dangerous and healthy parasocialism. In fact, that's pretty much the point of this video. To find that line. To find that balance, both as a viewer or a streamer. Healthy parasocialism
I just want to say this. They took away fauna. Okay? My fauna was taken away for this. She actually had like good boundaries and stuff. There was like even a whole video of like, we're not friends.
are
And so
healthy
like,
VTuber and fan
yeah,
relationships.
this was
When
good.
a
That was good.
VTuber knows that
I
their
have
chat
big
are
respect.
just their fans and not their friends. Appreciating them, but still keeping a distance. When viewers know that the VTubers are just doing their job. Still buying into their kayfabe and having fun but maintaining a healthy separation. But dangerous parasocialism is dependency or codependency between VTuber and fan, when the lines blur both for the chat and streamer, and they feel the need to see each other to complete their day. When the viewers start seeing the VTuber as their waifu therapist, a romantic, or their friend. Healthy parasocialism is the reason that the magic of VTubers exists, and it's one of the elements that make VTubing unique. Enjoying your Oshis as cute anime girls doing cute anime things is one of the most unique experiences of online entertainment. But dangerous parasocialism is the horror of the VTuber community, as it can ruin entire fan
Pretty
bases,
much do
VTubers,
everything
and
with
further
moderation.
damages the
That's pretty much
reputation
it.
of the industry. The moment you buy into the illusion too much and forget that these VTubers are just normal human beings doing their job as entertainers, is the moment you start to slip on the edge. The moment you stop being a fan and start seeing yourself as their friend or lover, is the moment you need to take a step back. All of us are parasocial towards someone or something in various degrees. But when you start substituting parasocial relationships for actual real relationships,
See,
realize
I just want to say that I think this, like, this should not be like not allowed. Oh my god, you can do whatever you want. I'm just saying, like, if you do stuff like this, expect, just expect unhinged fans, like even more. I think this is really it. I don't like blaming. Like this is actually victim blaming. I should not even be doing this, but I should not even say expect. I think it's more like this is expectable. Yeah, the language here was a little bit weird, but yeah, this is not
that
okay
you're falling
in my
on the
opinion.
deep end. The parasocial
If you're like VTuber-ish
problem
and you know the culture and you know what you're doing and you know what you're playing into, like this is like,
only becomes a problem
you
when
know,
you let it become a problem.
literally, if you let it become a problem.
Hey everyone,
Then there's people saying I could fix her.
thanks for watching this video. Leave a like and comment down below if I've missed something or if you have something to add.
Oh, cute Nosagi. Boop. I truly don't know who we should even blame for stuff like this. Like, I think Western fans have a really good understanding of parasocialism or like attachment to people, and like this problem doesn't seem to be that big in the West. Could be very, very wrong right now, like very, very wrong, but